What's up, guys? Today I'm here with a 2-pack of the 80 Years action figure reviews. This is Wolverine and Hulk. You can see Wolverine and Hulk down there, Marvel Legends series up here, Marvel 80 Years. This is also huge packaging right here. So, grabbing Captain America's packaging here and comparing it to this packaging, this is just a whole lot bigger. It's like 3 times bigger maybe, but that makes sense because it is 3 times the cost. So this is actually $60 instead of normal 2-packs. Right here you get Hulk jumping in the air, Hulk being angry, and then Hulk grabbing Wolverine, about to throw him while he's in chains. And then back here, you get Wolverine and a little read up on him. So, a superpowered agent of the Canadian government. The Wolverine is a skilled fighter with razor-sharp claws and a fierce temper. And then over here, you get Hulk, powered by gamma radiation. The incredible rage-fueled Hulk smashes his way through the challenge and clobbers any enemy. So you get that right there. This is based off Hulk 181, the first appearance of Wolverine. So it's not my favorite version of Wolverine. Then you get Wolverine breaking out of some chains, Wolverine like stabbing someone, and then Wolverine also jumping through the air. And I kind of like how they did this in the packaging, where they're fighting in the packaging. But obviously Wolverine is moving around much more than Hulk, because Wolverine is kind of a short guy and Hulk is a huge guy. Let's get into this. So, opening it up over here, you can see how that's kind of cool, how they put it in the packaging. And you can see everything, and that's not okay. Well, there's a hole in my packaging, but whatever, it's just the plastic. I don't care about this. So let's start with the Wolverine, because I can tell that I'm less excited for him because he's mostly reuse. And we'll start with his accessories. Alright, so looking at the accessories for Wolverine, he does come with 2 pairs of hands. He comes with the adamantium claw hands here. There's a nice silver paint over these that I really like, but one thing I don't like is how easy these are to bend and whatsoever. And if you take time, you can arrange them nicely. Like, that looks pretty good. And this doesn't seem to be moving too much. So if you take the time, you can arrange them nicely and make it look good. But obviously, do that and then they look terrible. And then he does come with fisted hands, which basically are the same thing as the clawed hands, just without holes for claws in them and no claws that come with them. But it is nice that they did include fisted hands, because if they didn't include fisted hands, he'd have to have his claws out all the time. But then again, he's gonna have his claws out all the time. I mean, he's Wolverine. Would you want a Wolverine without claws? That wouldn't look super cool. Why would you want that? So that is kind of funny that they would include this. This is not a great accessory in my opinion, but I don't know what they would have really included for Wolverine that they could have had, because this is a $60 2-pack, which means it should come with a whole lot of stuff, and this is basically like a $20 Wolverine, and this is not even my preferred version of Wolverine. And this isn't even my favorite Wolverine that I have, and I only have 2, including this one. I just think they should have included something else, but I don't know what they could have included. Maybe an alternate head where he's calm. But yeah, not too much going on with Wolverine. Let's get into the details. Alright, so for details with Wolverine, I just want to point out that I put the fisted hands on, so I wouldn't be messing with the claws and them getting in the way. So I guess I did find a use for them after all. So, starting off with the details, he does have some nice paint on him, obviously. Yeah, you can kind of tell he's just a basic Wolverine figure. He's pretty basic color palette, yellow, black, blue, red and gold. That's pretty much all the paint that they have on here, and you can't really tell through the camera, but this is a very vibrant color scheme. The blue is like, it looks dark blue from the camera, but it almost looks like a teal off the camera. And then the yellow is really bright too, but it looks a little darker on camera, which I don't know, I might actually prefer the look of it on camera. I kind of associate Wolverine with a little darker yellow and a little darker blue, but this one is just really light. But putting that out of the way, he does have kind of a nice head sculpt. He has the specialized ears, which look kind of weird, but you know, it's accurate. The printing on this is a little bit messed up. I don't really love that. The eyes look like they're looking the wrong way. I don't love this head sculpt. I wish they would have included a different one because this one doesn't look great. And then instead of having entire shoulder pads, he just has these pieces. So they just cover a little bit of his shoulders. You can kind of adjust those as you move the figure around. Maybe if his arms are down, you have that. Maybe you just have them right there the whole time. I don't know. They just look okay. I wish they would have included something different, but obviously this is accurate. You do get a little sculpted hair on the arms. Yeah, not too much going on for him. You do get a painted buckle, get these painted stripes, and then you get the boots, pegals there, some treads, and that's pretty much it for details. So let's move on to articulation. So looking at Wolverine's articulation, that is a problem right there. He does look up that far, and if you push it too much, it'll pop off like you just saw. But he does look down that far. Swivels, obviously, and a little bit of tilt. I don't know, not too noticeable. Shoulders hinge out that far, not great. Spin 360. They'll come forward that far and come back that far because he does have butterfly joints, but not the best of butterfly joints, and these things do get in the way. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, not great. Wrist swivel and hinge up and down like that. Ab crunch there, and then he will go back that much. Waist swivel, belt might get in the way a little bit. Hips move out that far. Forward, great amount. Back a little bit. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Don't come in that far, but a decent amount, enough. Boot rotation here. Ankles move down, ankles move up, and he does have ankle pivot. And one thing I forgot to mention is they painted the joint black to match with the striping of the boots. So that's kind of nice. But let's move on to the Hulk accessories. So looking at the Hulk's accessories, he does come with a bit more than Wolverine. And this is what he comes with that Wolverine does not. And then he comes with hands. And he comes with the same amount of hands as Wolverine. But obviously, his hands are going to be way larger than Wolverine's. So you're getting a lot more plastic. But moving back onto this ripped t-shirt, looks kind of nice. A little bit of paint rub in there. Some greenish yellow in there from actually sitting on the figure like it's supposed to. And I'll show you that in a second. It does look nice. Kind of a cool accessory. But I don't know if I will use it. But it's cool. And then if you want to put this on the figure, you just slide it over the neck. And then that looks cool. And this is rubbery, so easy to take off. And then he comes with two different sets of hands. So get these hands. Open hands right here. Nice. They use kind of a small peg. I wasn't expecting that. It's pretty small and thin, but haven't had any problems with it yet. And then he does come with fisted hands. Actually, now that I think about it, really, it's thicker than usual Marvel Legends hands, so it's just small because it's on such a big hand. But these do look nice. Cool details in there. And I think it's great that they included open hands because a lot of the Hulk figures I have just have closed hands. Or most of the Hulk figures. Like Marvel Legends Hulk figures usually just have fisted hands and that's it. And I always liked Hulk to have open hands too because I kind of associated Hulk with open hands. Like he was going to tear you apart. But let's move on to the details of the figure. Moving on to the details of Hulk, this is pretty nice. He has a lot of nice stuff going on with him. He's got this head sculpt here. Pretty nice. A little bit of green wash mixed in with black paint there. Nice. Nice gritting the teeth like Wolverine was. I kind of wish they included a head sculpt where he was yelling with the mouth wide open, but this is okay. And this is on a dumbbell, it looks like, in that neck. There isn't a hinge there, like there was for Wolverine. And yeah, he's got really defined cheekbones there, too. He's got arms. He's also, on the body, he's got this nice shade from, like, yellowish green to more green. Like, you can also see it, like, from there to there. It's really nice, and he does have butterfly joints, but they don't come forward because they didn't want to break up the torso. They didn't want to break up the torso sculpt. Wow, I'm not getting my words right. They did not want to break up the torso sculpt. Okay, finally I got it right. Got his Hulk abs, Hulk butt, pockets there, ripped pants. Obviously, I like the sculpting in these. And this isn't the first time we've seen this body mold. We saw it on the Gray Hulk, but it was brand new, I'm pretty sure, for them. And this bottom piece isn't sculpted on, so it actually looks like it's pinless there. But I hate to burst your bubble, it's not pinless. If you pull that up a little bit, I don't even know if you can get to see in that. Can you see that little pin? Yeah, you can see it. It's just on the green part, but these things are separate, so it looks like it's the bottom is pinless, but then the top is not. So that's kind of funny, but it does look good. Obviously, nice tearing, like I just said, wrinkles. Yeah, nice sculpting. I like all the musculature. So let's move on to the articulation. All right, starting with articulation, his head does move up that far. Not great. That far down. But because he's on a dumbbell, he gets that much tilt. Like, that's amazing. That's great tilt. I love it. And it swivels, obviously. Shoulders move out that far. Not quite to 90, but close. Close enough for me. Spin 360. They move back all the way. Oh, wow. That looks weird because of how far they move back. Because this is a really deep butterfly joint. Like, without the hinges, you can move back that far. But you can't move it forward, really. It's just going to come straight. That's kind of disappointing. Upper bicep swivel here. And you do have single jointed elbows. Come in about to 90. And they swivel. And the wrist swivel and hinge in and out. Like that. He's got a torso diaphragm joint here. Back that far, forward that far. Little tilt there and waist swivel below that. Hips move forward that far. Don't really move back. Out, pretty good. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, coming to about 90. And ankles hinge down, don't really hinge up, and he does have ankle pivot. So not great articulation, but good enough for Hulk, because obviously you're not going to want to get him into, Spider-Man dynamic poses. You're going to want to get him into, big brutish poses. So let's move on to my final thoughts. Alright, so for my final thoughts on this 2-pack, I think the main reason you're going to want to buy this you can just put that down, is for the Hulk, because this is almost entirely reused. I mean, it's a cool figure, but this is an awesome Hulk. I love this thing. It's awesome. I mean, he's got okay articulation, but it's good enough for the Hulk. And then Wolverine is kind of like an accessory for this like $60 Hulk, because obviously you're gonna want a Wolverine to go with it. But you know, you could have him in cool poses, attacking him. Yeah, I really like this, but I really like the Hulk. The Wolverine is okay. And the Wolverine, I mean, it's a nice piece. It's a nice part to have, but the Hulk is really where this set shines. And it is $60, so kind of a tough hill to swallow for Marvel Legends, because usually they're cheap, but this is almost like import style. But it does come with like a great accessory. Like, I'm gonna call Wolverine accessory right now, even though it's technically a 2-pack. This is like the best accessory you could have with a figure. Another figure, that's a great accessory. So I think this 2-pack kind of varies. I would see this Hulk at $40, maybe $35. I don't know, 30. I'll say 35. And then I'd see this Wolverine, I don't know, I guess 15, maybe 20. Yeah, I don't know, I guess I'll say 20. So it adds up to about $50, maybe a little bit extra. So I think $60 is okay, but I'd rather see this drop down like $5 or $10, because I don't know why they even included this Wolverine. You can just toss him aside, in my opinion. Release him separately, because if you want a Wolverine, there's plenty of other options, and that's not even my favorite Wolverine, like I was saying earlier. This Hulk is really the main reason to get this 2-pack. So I think they should have lowered the price maybe to $40 at most, given just Hulk maybe an extra head or two, and then just taking Wolverine out completely. I don't know, maybe even $30. Make it a deluxe. Yeah, that'd be cool. I wish they would have done that instead, because the Wolverine, it's just not that special to me. And so that's my final thoughts for the review. If you really want this Hulk, which I'm sure a lot of people will, because it's an awesome Hulk, then you're going to have to pay the $60 or buy it used without the Wolverine on eBay, which might cost you almost as much, and then you might as well just pay the $60, because the Wolverine, I mean, it's worth some, but I don't know. If you really don't want it, you don't have to buy it, I guess, because you can kind of get it on eBay. But I will just say, definitely, this is the main reason to get this set. So that's my final thoughts for this product. Like the video, subscribe if you did enjoy the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.